Hey everybody, how's it going, viewers and subscribers alike? I am back to touch on a topic from a special request. It's a private request from a friend of mine who wants some insight on their positioning in the stars, and the information that they gave me was they are a Libra sun with an Aquarius moon. Not only that, but they have this Virgo Libra cusp. I'm going to go into detail about a video that I did for someone else who had the same Virgo Libra cusp. I'm going to give that same analogy here. It's like you're dreaming. Picture this, you're dreaming, and in your dream, you are a Virgo, right? You are behaving as a Virgo, you are servicing the world and the people around you and helping people as a Virgo does. And then all of a sudden, you wake up from your dream and you're a Libra. What I'm saying is, your position in the stars is like you're a baby Libra. You're not full Libra like those are between 12 and 17 degrees Libra are. They're experiencing the totality of what being a Libra is. However, you are experiencing the infancy of being a Libra, okay? And not the full maturity of being up to like a 27, 28 degrees Libra either. Feelings of self-doubt, no one gets you, and you're acting much more crazy. Okay, so before I go deeper into detail about that, I'm going to get back to the Libra sun rather quickly, all right? There is, okay, let's talk about Libra for a minute. Libra is the judge of the zodiac. Libra is the person who analyzes the situation, gets everyone involved, right? And says, okay, let's be fair. You feel this way, you feel that way, we come to solutions. This is a solution-oriented place to be as a sign, right? So with you, you may be wanting to negotiate deals, right? Because it deals more with the 7th house energy than it does the 6th house. So these relationships that you're building are not as, how should I say it, as regular as building work environment relationships. Like, okay, hi and bye, meet and greet, you see this person in their cubicle, you keep going, you see this person in that cubicle. No, you're building stronger relationships here, and this becomes personal and this becomes business, right? So you may, I don't know, but you may be struggling to connect with the people that you really want to connect with. And it may be in the negotiating approach that you're using because you're still in that infancy stage of being a Libra. However, this is the flip side to this, and what I believe to be the positive of this is that you're innovative in some type of way, that you break the barriers that people have been doing for so long. And what I mean by that is, like, let me give an example. Like, let's say, you go sign up for an application, or you get a new gig, right? So the traditional way of doing so is, even if you live in another state, you got to take a flight, you got to come into the building, you got to sit in the reception area, you got to wait for the main person to come interview you and stuff. You meet them face to face in person, shake their hand. They may push your resume to the side just to talk to you, right? And then they make their discernment on how they're going to interact with you based upon that, right? Or you sign a contract and you're out of there. These days, with technology at our disposal, we are able to conference virtually. We are able to sign documents with an e-signature, okay? So this is the example that I'm using to show you, like, this is that innovative style of breaking barriers that this Libra position can give you. And you may feel left out because you probably think like this on a daily basis. And the reason why I'm bringing that to light is because you have an Aquarius moon. And the Aquarius energy is future oriented. So already you're thinking about these ideas that are not normalized. However, it feels like you might have even been here before, or that you're here for a purpose that people are not put onto yet. And they're so stuck in the rut. They're so used to the mundane and cliche realities that they can't even tap into your style and your way of doing things, your innovative, charismatic way of putting things, okay? And this can be disturbing. I understand that completely, right? And I want to go into this now, that this is what I believe, right? And I've been waiting to get a reason to talk more about this, and this is a perfect time to do it, because I think it has something to do with a transformational shift that's happening from signs who were ruled by older planets that are now in the modern time ruled by newer planets. Because if you speak to many astrologers and you say, you've looked at other astrologers, they don't You don't absorb them the same way as some of my videos do, and I get that, and thank you, and I understand that, so perhaps it's that modern, they still base their astrology largely on the structure of old, the traditional planets. I do too, for the most part, but I'm still very open to the modern day planet rulership, okay? So I think the sign of Aquarius, period, is way ahead of the game when it comes to this transitional phase taking place. The Aquarian energy is on a rebellious streak, right? So you got to understand this. They are like leaders of the pack, not like the Mars and Scorpio transition to Pluto. It's more intense with the Aquarius because you see it in the everyday action. So when you say that you're lashing out, you're acting more crazy and stuff right now, I get what you're saying, and it's part of breaking away from that old traditional fabric that Saturn has on the Aquarius. Okay, let's think about this for a minute. How does the sign of rebellion, and not just rebellion, right, but being eccentric and being an individual, the Aquarian energy, which is your moon, has a strong sense of independence, right? So how can you be under a structure that is so strong as Saturn and say, I'm going to break free, I'm going to be a rebel, I'm going to, use these humanitarian efforts to bring forth the new age, right? It's the struggle. It's not only the struggle, it's like the number one struggle at the forefront for the transformational shift, in the universe, all right? This is one of them. However, this is probably the most important one to usher in the new age. So there's a flip side to this as well, right? Because that Aquarian energy, when it rebels, some people look at them and say, you know what, I can't handle that. I can't deal. And they're like, no, they think to themselves, well, you know what, this person wants to be different. This person doesn't want to be guided because they're over here and the rest of us are over here doing this and they're over there doing jumping jack. That Aquarian energy, what they're saying is, why are you so used to the status quo? Like, why are you not breaking barriers? Why are you not trend setting anymore? Like, one person sets a trend and then everybody, the whole herd follows them. And it's like, you're saying to yourself, why isn't everybody so original? And I see you, like you're very original and you're unique. So this is what I have to say, right? You have to seek your tribe. You have to find your tribe. And who better else to find as a tribe? I know it sounds like I'm tooting my horn right now, but you need to know where your Pisces are in your life, and you need to seek your Pisces and see what they're doing and see if it is relative to any industry or type of hobby that you are into, and you link with your Pisces because your Pisces is going to care. Not only is your Pisces going to care, he and she is going to understand you. See, a lot of signs, they just don't understand you and they're not taking the time to. And I advise to not waste your time on them because you're super dope in your own element, and you will find that out the more and more that you take heed to what I'm saying right now. Now, I know you don't tap into other astrologers that way. However, I do recommend a video that I seen not too long ago, and it's called Look at Aquarius and Pisces Relationships with astrolada.com. The astrologer's name is Lada Donchiba. She does a fantastic job breaking down how, although people are always talking about the polarity signs of how this sign's opposite complements them because they have something that each other doesn't have, and that's what balances them out, that this analogy that she gives describes how being close together in the constellation actually complements each other, and how Pisces people are actually spiritually or celestially obligated to nurture or to care for the Aquarius sign. And then I said this in a recent video. This is why this is amazing. Before I seen her video, I said this in a recent video about Aquariuses that I did. And I said, listen, they have the tendency to bring Pisces back to an era, or at least a type of behavior that Pisces used to participate in. Now, this is if you're dealing with an advanced Pisces who has left and transformed themselves, right? So Pisces in that instance must be careful not to do that, but to keep advancing forward so that they bring the Aquarius energy with them, because Aquarius energy is future oriented, okay? So it's like devil's advocate. They are the next best people to play devil's advocate in my eyes to a Pisces, because this may be another reason why you might struggle with type people that you might think are your friends, because if they agree with you, you might say, oh no, you don't agree with me. You're just saying that because this, that, and the third. You know, so you'll play devil's advocate with them, and this is what kind of like has the potential to push people away. All right. Pisces, on the other hand, is going to understand that. They're going to pick up on that, and they're going to understand this is where your self-doubt comes from. So Pisces is going to say, okay. And then, right or wrong, this is what a frequent phrase of an Aquarius is. Like my friend, my boy, right? He's an Aquarius, right? And this is a remedy that I want to tell you. He's an Aquarius, and we'll talk, we'll chop it up, and he'll like express his self-doubt for certain things that he does. And he's a perfectionist, by the way, right? But he like struggles with getting his work out there. And we happen to be in industries that are very close to each other and that complement each other. So this is a perfect example. And I said, listen, you know what it is? You are worried about too much of what, you know, not that they worrying that they won't fit in, but it's that they are aware of the people who realize that their style or their way of doing things doesn't fit the normal criteria. So I said, that's number one. But what you need to do to break out of that mold is you need to emphasize what you do on a level that is so recognizable that you cannot be denied. And they're like, So it's not only about telling them as a Pisces, like we have to actually hint to the Aquarius energy, whether it's sun, whether it's moon, wherever that Aquarius energy is. And we got to say, listen, did you do that? Did you do that yet? So I know this may sound like it's contradictory because I'm saying that, you know, Uranus has this new grip on the Aquarius energy that says, come on, rebel, be independent, grab your independence and do this. Let's do it. Come on. Right. And I'm like relating back to structure, saying, listen, you need to tell your Aquarius friend or your friend with that Aquarian energy to try this and do that. It's not that you're putting them back in a structure, it's that you're disciplining their independence. All right. So seek people who discipline your independence. Now you may not agree with what they have to say, and that's fine, because as I said before, if they agreed with you, you'd question that too, because that's what Aquarian energy does. You know, that's that airy energy that says, well, why do you say that? You know, so take heed to what your tribe people are telling you. All right. Disciplining your independence, meaning like, I'm not telling you necessarily what and how to do it. What I'm saying is capitalize on your independent strengths, the things that you do on your own already, and show proof of it. Show proof of it, because then you're telling Saturn, listen, let go of me because I can do this by myself. And now I'm actually showing you proof, because Saturn is the energy that says, I want proof. You want to do this, you want to do that, I understand that, but you need some trial and error. You need some experience doing that. Show me some type of statistics. Show me a graph. Show me something where someone said, okay, that's it, and then I'll let you go. That's how Saturn energy works. And then you'll understand, like, dressing racy, like in the acting crazy, the behavior and acting out and all that, you'll see that's what you're supposed to do more than what you're not supposed to do, rather. You know what I mean? Like, you can, Aquarius energy, they can like see people are doing, they can do the opposite too, like see people are being extra over there and be like, oh no, they're way too extra, like, and I'm not doing nowhere near that. I do the exact opposite, just to show that I'm not status quo. I'm not the norm. Like, why is everybody wanting to be like everybody? Like, all right, you will understand that this is what you're here for. You're future oriented, and no matter how much people don't like change, it's gonna come. One more thing, practice what it is that you're doing that you feel like you don't fit in. Practice it in behind the scene forums, not in open public forums that have a vast amount of people that can observe you, because what happens is you may attract unwarranted energy, meaning energy that does not relate to what you're putting out there. And some people are cruel. Like, to this day, you can't fix these people. Some people are cruel to the point where their ignorance overrides their intelligence. Sector off. Find the sector where people are actually doing this. Find that blog where they're doing that at, that only has 200 subscribers, and ask them questions. How do they feel? I notice you're kind of out there. How do they feel? How do they respond to you when you put your stuff out there? find that stuff.
She has up a average, bro. Hop into that avatar. T's Madagascar. See my drive, they reply fast as a NASCAR. Caged in my cage for days and on that. She raises our refrain, jealous of Mary Jane because my aim is a mouth. No smoke in my face. Don't play that in my house. So obey, okay.